So we're here today on our second anniversary of Genesis, our AI platform. So we're with Sonja today from our account management team. Sonja, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what would you say if you had to describe Genesis to a family member who isn't in healthcare? How would you describe it to them?
I would say it's a sophisticated yet simple software that anybody can use. It is intended to save you time and earn you more money. And if you need assistance using it, or you need assistance in any of those areas, call us and we'll help you increase your revenue.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's just say hypothetically, if Genesis had a theme song, what would that theme song be?
Oh, that's a great question. How about all I do is win, win, win?
Oh, I
Okay.
like
I like that
that.
because
I
more
like
revenue is
that.
always a win.
All right, there's no doubt. If you had to describe Genesis in 3 words, what would it be?
Simple, sophisticated, and intuitive.
Great 3 words. There is no doubt. So is there anything about Genesis that you think people may not know about, but is super, super cool?
I don't want to assume what people know or don't know, but if they don't know and they have questions, they should absolutely call our sales team and get on the books, and we can give them a demo and show them all of the things that this can do for them.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thanks for stopping by today and visiting
Thank
with us.
you.
We're here joining us today at the second anniversary of MediMobile Genesis with our VP of Design and Development, Will. Will, welcome.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
So if you had to share with folks that maybe aren't really into technology, how would you describe Genesis?
Well, after working through it for years, the intent behind Genesis was simplifying everyone's job. The pitch meeting for the project was we want doctors to be able to go into the hospital with just their phone, never log in, and just do their job, not have to worry about the billing or any of the other complexities. Let our system handle it for them.
Absolutely. And I think that's pretty much what it does today, doesn't it?
Exactly. Let them do their work in the hospital. We get the documentation just based off all the patient info, generate the bill, CPT diagnosis. We'll even do the MIPS. So we get to handle their compliance too.
In the end. So what's your favorite part about working on the Genesis tool?
I definitely think it's the creativity part of it, with all the CMS guidelines and changes that are happening and the different ways providers document and operate in the EMRs. Just figuring out how to get the system to interpret, interact, and adapt just to all these varying workflows. It's been very interesting and engaging to try and work out.
Absolutely. So is there any secret functionality maybe that people don't know about Genesis or haven't seen about Genesis that you might be able to share with us?
I think a lot of what people know, at the high level is, well, it just creates charges. Well, in the Activist application was really designed for Genesis itself. Statuses, workflow, we can hold the charges based off of certain criteria, notification. We've even got an administrative suite that, depending on our findings, we'll actually bring that to the admins and billers and say, hey, we're seeing inconsistency in the exam portion. Hey, if they tweaked how they were documenting in this section, you could get a higher code. There are a lot of tools around it that I'm excited to see people start to take advantage of that I don't think they're all aware of.
Extremely powerful and super intelligent.
Exactly.
Right along with our AI component there. So 3 words that would describe Genesis.
Simple, intuitive, and I'm drawing a blank on number 3.
There's so many to pick from. That's what it is.
It's very simple to use, and that's what it comes down to. It's intuitive, simple to use, and efficient.
Excellent, excellent. So I know you've had firsthand experience talking to some of our customers, getting some feedback. Anything you might want to share that those clients have shared with us?
Really working with those clients and teams, that's been an amazing opportunity to be able to work with them, see their workflows, and coordinate with our teams. The amount we've learned from them and they've learned from us just has made the system a lot better. And they've gotten a little peek behind the curtain technology-wise and got a better understanding how they can improve their processes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, appreciate you stopping by today and having a quick chat.
No worries. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We have Lauren joining us today in celebration of our Genesis 2nd birthday. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, Rudy. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm excited.
I am too. It's
Awesome.
2 years.
2 years. Can you believe that
I
time has
can't.
just flown?
I know.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So if you think about all those, I know you are on numerous calls talking to many potential clients, existing clients about our Genesis product. What's the one thing that really stands out about our product that just wows customers and say they just can't believe?
It's the efficiency. The time that Genesis saves clinicians, you can't even put a value on. Clinicians can log in and hit approve, and their charges fly over to their billing system in real time. So clinicians are saving hours upon hours a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So if you had to explain MediMobile Genesis to a family member, somebody that isn't in healthcare, how would you describe it to them?
So it simplifies a process for clinicians. So when you're at the doctor or if you're in the hospital, a clinician needs to bill for their services, and they can do this with the click of a button. All they have to do is go in and hit approve. All of the information flows into our system automatically, and with the click of a button, it flows out.
If you had to describe Genesis in 3 words, just 3 words, what would they be?
Accurate, efficient, and cost saving.
Awesome. 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 So I know as you've been talking to many provider groups, other hospitalists and so forth, are they ready to move into AI?
So, Rudy, as you know, some people are skeptical about AI, but once they see Genesis working, they're so excited and they can't wait to try it. That's why we work really closely with our groups to get them comfortable and to make sure that they know that the nuances of their groups will be addressed.
So Lauren, MediMobile Genesis is full of features, just tons and tons of features. What's one feature that maybe people haven't seen or haven't really heard about, but yet it's super cool?
Okay, so we can actually take in SIU feeds or scheduled appointment feeds. So let's say that clinicians perform endoscopies or things like that. It's not something you would traditionally see in an HL7 interface feed from a hospital. So what we can do is we can integrate with those SIU feeds and we can populate those scheduled procedures to the clinician's list and go ahead and code them as long as we have the document.
Awesome. I mean, it's an end-to-end solution that we have.
Absolutely.
Genesis offers it. I'm sure if you can think about it, Genesis can do it. And if we can't do it, hey, let's talk about it and see if we can build that into our roadmap.
And the most exciting thing, Rudy, is our newest feature, MediCapture, where if your facility cannot provide an HL7 interface, we can actually take data files, PDFs, pictures, and we can populate the patients directly to the clinician's list with that documentation, and Genesis can still code it.
Wow.
Yes.
Spectacular. That's almost
Yes.
like Harry Potter type of spectacular.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Rudy. Everybody have a good day.
So welcome, Paul, to our 2nd anniversary of MediMobile Genesis. So let me tell you, you've been here. You're one of the founders here of MediMobile. So tell us, why Genesis? What was the thought process behind Genesis?
Well, the word Genesis is because we're the first to market with this solution in our space. And actually, we're still the only one in the market in this space. So that's exciting. We've changed the marketplace. Therefore, the term Genesis and the ideas behind what everybody has come up with. The other thing that's exciting about Genesis is that obviously we're here in the last 2 years. It took us several years to come up with this technology. So lots and lots of research, lots of technology, lots of man hours, and lots of different ideas that we had to put together with our own custom solutions. So it took us a long time to actually create this solution. And of course, it continues to evolve, and we'll continue to make it better and continue to come out with new technology above and beyond Genesis.
So if you had to isolate to just one feature, I mean, MediMobile Genesis is just full of features end to end. But if there's just one feature, what's that one feature that really sticks out in your mind that really excites you?
Well, the thing that Genesis has brought to the table, it actually has created new streams of ideas for some of our customers. So not just the existing barebone technology of being able to read a document, being able to create a bill, but there's other ad hoc processes that occur throughout their day that they want to track. So somebody might document a very simple term like, this is my admin time. This is my productivity time. This is my education time. They add those elements in there. We can track those things and now create a report to track those things without somebody having to remember. I'm tracking these, or I'm using this as an additional tracker so that we can also capture that information as quickly as we can. So there's been
new things that we've learned in the solution that we didn't even think about at the
Wow.
very beginning.
So a lot of flexibility, a lot of growth potential with that.
Absolutely.
Scales of all to for just about anything
Absolutely.
out there in the healthcare. So if you had to describe MediMobile Genesis to a friend or maybe to a family member that isn't in healthcare, how would you describe it?
I think I would describe it as, I think I would first make sure that everyone understands that a lot of folks are still very concerned about AI. So artificial intelligence scares some folks. It also has a lot of uncertainty within the marketplace, within our society. So we want to make sure that everyone understands that this is really a solution that's just making the existing process more efficient. We're not creating anything. We're not manufacturing anything. We're basically trying to take what's there, regurgitate it back to the provider so that they understand what they're doing, what they've documented, and streamline the process. So it's not anything that is science fiction. It's
Right.
basically taking the facts and making sure it lines up with the guidelines and delivering a solution. But how I would describe that to a family member is, we're basically trying to make it more efficient, streamline the process so that someone's not having to do extra work.
Excellent, excellent. If you had to describe it in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Fast, efficient, and accurate.
Awesome. Those are great 3 words there. So for our second anniversary, if we had a theme song, what would that theme song be?
To myself. Because I would say Eye of the Tiger. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here and joining us today, Paul.
Thank y'all very much.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening. With MediMobile, it's all about seamless capture, effortless coding, and revenue you'll love. Stay connected, stay inspired, and until next time, let your workflow stay truly seamless.